All right, welcome back to Calhoun County's Most Wanted, the program where you get to help make Calhoun County a better and safer place by helping us lock up some of the bad guys. I'm your host, Chris Wright, and we'll have a great guest on here a little bit later on. We'll be talking about the folks that we're looking for this week that we need your help in finding. We'll also talk about some unsolved crimes that we need your help with. But first, let's say thank you for the help that you've already provided us here in the last week. Let's take a look at the results. 5 more arrests made thanks to you watching the show and checking out the information online and getting us some information. 5 more arrests. That brings our total to 4,048 since we started this show several years back. So you guys are doing a great job, and you'll have a chance to do some more here in just a few minutes. We'll have this week's lineup for you so we can get that information coming back in again. But it's all about information sharing. That's why we have a show here. People will say, why does the sheriff have a show on television? Well, it's so that we can communicate with you and encourage you to communicate with us. And this television show has been a great tool for doing that, as you see from the results with the number of arrests that we've made with your help. But we have some other tools as well. Sheriff Wade is very proactive in trying to make sure that the community is able to communicate with the sheriff's office and get information from the sheriff's office as well. The Facebook page is another great tool. Last time I checked, we had more likes on the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office Facebook page than I think any other sheriff's office in the state of Alabama. If it's not number 1, it's number 2, I'm sure, and way up there. So we appreciate you interacting with us on Facebook as well as here on the television show. Lots of great information coming there, so we appreciate it. If you have not already liked the page, find us on Facebook, look for the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office, and like that page so that some of the information can start showing up on your news feed. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the first half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Let's get started with this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Once again, to lead off the list, Remington Johnson of Birmingham. We'd really like to find this individual who is wanted for murder. Philip Miranda of Jacksonville, wanted on a failure to appear warrant for passing bad checks. Jonathan Martin of Anniston, failure to appear for possession of marijuana second degree and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. Donald Lowe from Piedmont, wanted for a child support writ of arrest. Shane Roper of Anniston, failure to appear for first-degree theft of property. Warren Stephen Freeman of Oxford, wanted on a failure to appear warrant for possession of a controlled substance, failure to signal, and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. Kristen Cubbage of Anniston, wanted for failure to appear for obstructing justice using false ID. If you have any information about any of these cases or others, please call Calhoun County Crime Stoppers. The number is 256-238-1414. They want your information, not your name, and you could get a cash reward of up to $1,000. We will have some more bad guys for you here in just a few minutes, the second half of this week's lineup. But right now we want to welcome back a familiar face here. You see her every week with the parent tip, Katina Houston Stroud from Family Links. Good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
And of course, if you are a parent and you want to be the best parent you can be, Katina is your best friend. I mean, you really have so many tools that you are able to provide to parents in our community. I wish there was a way of measuring the impact that what you do is having on Calhoun County for the next 50 years.
Wow.
I know you don't think of yourself that way all the time. You're going in and you're doing your job and trying to be the best parent you can be.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, you know you are making a massive impact in this community.
Well, that is my prayer. I hope so, because I do wake up every day with a purpose of helping to change someone's life, a parent or a child. And so I have my own struggles as a parent, so I know exactly what it feels like when your child is struggling in school and having to get those phone calls from the school. And so my only prayer or my hope is that because of what we do, and not just me but everybody at our agency, that we are making that kind of impact on our community.
And one tool that you've revamped recently with Family Links to be able to help out parents and entire families is the Link ID program. It's been around for a while, and kids have been able to benefit from making good decisions about how they live their life.
Yes.
But now they can benefit more, and the entire family can benefit.
Yes. So the Link ID program has been one of the standing programs with Family Links for quite some time, even before I became the director. We have changed it to call it the Link ID Club. You know, kids like to feel part of a club. And so now with the Link ID Club, it's the same as it's always been. Once you're a member, you receive an ID card with your picture on it. We like to target around about the 6th or 7th grade because that's about the age that statistics show that kids are being exposed and experimenting with drugs and alcohol. They're super excited because once they become a member, they receive an ID card with their picture, and they don't have anything that looks like a driver's license or a permit at that age. There are other benefits that come along with being a member of Link ID, which include if you're a member of Link ID and you are staying drug and bully free, you are rewarded by other partners in the community. Like you can go to a restaurant and get 50% off your meal, or right now we have our coordinator has made a partnership with a barber shop in Anniston, and you go and you get a percentage off your haircut. There are different rewards because kids have decided to
Are they going to
participate.
tell you what your haircut has to be? They're going to give you a crew cut?
No, we haven't worked that part out, so hopefully it's whatever you ask when you sit in the chair. So I hope that that's what happens. But we're super excited, and there are several parts that go along with being a member of Link ID.
Now, when you sign up for this, you're making a commitment, and Family Links is not going to do anything punitive to anyone if they don't keep up that commitment, but they are going to offer some rewards.
Absolutely.
You could end up being drug tested at random if you sign up for this.
Yes.
What happens if you pass? What happens if you fail?
Well, one of the key components when the facilitator presents at the school is the kids are allowed to take the application home. They learn all about the Link ID Club, but the parents have to sign saying that it's okay for their children to be in the Link ID Club because we do randomly drug screen. This is not for punitive measures. We just like to know what's going on with the kids that are in the club. If they fail the drug screen, we don't call the police. We don't even notify the school. It's between the Link program and the child and their parent. We then offer services to the family to help to assist with that.
So this can be something that can, if a kid makes a bad decision, parents often don't know.
Right.
And then that kid makes more bad decisions before the parent ever has a clue what's going on.
Yes.
This can be a way that parents can know. It's not going to involve the court system, but parents are going to know, okay, we need to step in here and find out what's going on and take some measures to prevent problems down the road. But it also provides a great tool for these kids.
Yes.
We talk about peer pressure. We used to talk about it more than we do today, but it's very much still there. And when one of these kids is in a situation and somebody says, hey, I got this, let's do this, he said, man, look, I could be randomly drug screened tomorrow. There's no way I'm going to do that. It's easier to say no.
Yes, it's an accountability program on top of being a reward program, an accountability program. And the more kids that sign up for Link ID, the same as with anything that has to do with peer pressure, the more people that are on the good side, the bigger the chance of you making the right decision. And so we hope that there are several kids that will decide to be a member of Link ID and they will all make that decision.
Yeah, and I hope that my kids would say, no, I'm not going to do that because that's a bad idea.
Right, yes. But the truth.
But the truth of the matter is, even as an adult, we have problems saying no.
Absolutely.
To people that we like, people that we respect, or people that have power over us in any way.
Yes.
Any additional options we can give to help somebody say no when no is the correct answer, that's a good thing.
Yes. And so, the kids always ask, what if I failed my drug screen? And we talk about that part of it. But there is so much benefit in passing your drug screen. So if you're picked and you're randomly drug screened and you pass, we reward not only the child, but the whole family with dinner for that night.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you come and cook that?
No, I don't do any cooking. It wouldn't be a reward. So, no, we have select restaurants in the area that will provide dinner, and we will deliver it to the home. So they don't have to leave the house. They don't have to do anything. anything but, you know, enjoy the fact that their child has chosen to be drug and bully free.
And that's another great thing. When a kid is caught doing something right, you
Yes.
celebrate,
Yes.
and the family celebrates together. I love it. This
Yeah.
is a great program.
Yeah.
And folks, if your kid brings home something from school about the Link ID Club, yeah, sign them up for that. It's a great program. And we need to take a quick break, but we're going to come right back and talk about some other things that are happening here very soon
Yes.
with Family Links here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. And here we have the second half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. If you missed the first half, you'll be able to see it online at tv24.tv. You can catch the entire program there. Here's the second half of the list. We start with Edward Bryant of Anniston, wanted for failure to appear for use and possession of drug paraphernalia. Joshua Kellum of Anniston, wanted on a probation violation for possession of controlled substance. Lisa Jenkins of Anniston, wanted on bond revocation for 2 counts of receiving stolen property. Clarissa Williams of Anniston, wanted on a failure to appear warrant for possession of a controlled substance, possession of marijuana first degree, and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. Latorius Harrell of Anniston, wanted for failure to appear for first degree possession of marijuana. Christopher McGee of Birmingham, failure to appear for domestic violence third degree assault. And that is the list for this week. If you have any information about these cases, Crime Stoppers would love to hear from you. 256-238-1414. All right, we will have the Crime Stoppers segment of the show in just a few minutes, give you a chance to help us solve some crimes. But right now we're talking with Katina Houston Stroud, the Executive Director of the Family Links program, and we've got a big event coming up in about a week.
Yes. Next week, on October the 26th, well, first next week around the nation is Red Ribbon Week. It's hard to say that sometimes, Red Ribbon Week. Ribbon Week, and one of the ways that we like to give back and to also reward kids for deciding to stay away from drugs and alcohol is to have an event at Zen Park. This will be our second year having it, actually. There will be free food, free games. The fire department will be there. And last year, and we're hoping the same thing will happen this year, as several different police officers, members of the sheriff's office, members from the DA's office, they all came to the park to meet and mingle with the kids and let them know, you know, we support you. We had a small parade around Zen Park while the kids were chanting, you know, that they'll be drug free. And we want to do all of that this year, but more games. And like I said, when you say free food, people like to come, and that's what we want to happen.
So a lot of fun things are going to be happening. One of the things that strikes me about the Family Links, and especially the Link ID, but there's a lot of community partnership here. There's no way that you would be able to offer the incentives that you do and create all the opportunities that you do without some great partner businesses and organizations in the community stepping up and saying, we want to be a part of this.
Yes, absolutely. There's no way we could do it by ourselves. And what message it sends to the kids is that not only do we care about their success, but that everybody in the community cares about their success. And when we talk to community partners who are really on board to do anything to try to help our kids, we know that if we don't change the path or the direction that they're going in, and if they're making poor choices, it affects all of us. We're likely to have our homes robbed, or it just affects us all the way around if we're not giving back.
Yeah, of course, at the essence of it, we want to help kids because we want to help kids.
Yes.
But even if you don't care, that's somebody else's kid. What do I care?
Yeah.
It impacts you financially and in so many other ways if we don't get our kids, our youth in this community set on the right path at an early age.
Absolutely.
And held on that path.
Yes, it's a mindset that our community has to adopt.
I'm a firm believer that we live up to expectations. It's not a 100%, but it's a 99%. What other people expect of us is what we will expect of ourselves, and eventually what will actually become true. We need to expect more of the kids in our community, and we need to give them the avenues to
Yes.
achieve that success.
Absolutely, absolutely. And they will rise to the level if we give them an opportunity to do so. We also, we could set low standards for them, and they are definitely going to hit that mark. But sometimes parents forget that if you set the expectation here and they miss, but they come pretty close, it's much better than setting a low expectation and they absolutely, hit that mark.
Well, a lot of times you set the low expectations and they don't hit that mark because they see that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And they just disengage. They've got to not just hear but know that you believe in them, that there are good things out there for them, and you absolutely believe that they deserve it and that they are capable of achieving it. And they will.
We get to see these success stories on a regular basis at our agency because we have the school there, and they are kids who come in with little hope, and we just give them sometimes what they don't have themselves, and you'd just be amazed at how it turns their life around.
We talk so much about the external factors, but it's really the internal that makes the difference, and what we can do to help that child believe.
Yeah.
Is as important as anything else that we could possibly do. But there are so many ways that Family Links is helping with kids and parents and families, and we've only got a minute left, so we can't talk about everything that you do, but I know that if somebody out there is a parent and they're having any kind of an issue, if they call your office, they're not going to get off the phone without something that's going to help them.
Absolutely. And if we don't provide this service, I assure you that we will try our best to find what provider in our agency does provide it. And we do a lot, but we can't do it all, and we'll make sure that they get the help they need.
And what's the easiest way for people to find you?
At 256-820-5911 to call us, and we're at 105 West 15th Street, right up from Zen Park.
All right, and Zen Park is where we're going to have the big event.
Yes, next week on Thursday from 4 to 7.
Awesome.
All right.
Tina, good to see you.
It's good to see you too. Thank you.
All right, we will take a break. When we come back, we'll have the Crime Stoppers segment of Calhoun County's Most Wanted, and we'll have our Crazy Criminal of the Week. And now it's time for the Crime Stoppers segment of Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Maybe you'll have some information about one of these cases. If so, please share it. You could get a cash reward of up to $1,000. On September 28th, a Michael Kors purse was taken from a car parked in the 6000 block of Highway 431. On the 6th of October, a Michael Kors purse was taken from a car parked in the 12,000 block of Highway 431. On the 7th of October, 2 TVs, an iPad, and a cell phone were taken from a residence on McLean Drive in Oxford. If you have any information about these cases, Crime Stoppers wants to know what you know. They don't need to know your name, just your information. Call 256-238-1414.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
All right, our crazy criminal of the week this week is Gilberto Escaramilla, who has gotten away with, up until now, a very tasty crime. He has stolen $1.2 million worth of fajitas. It's taken him years to do this, but he's finally been caught. He is an employee of was an employee of the Juvenile Justice Department in Cameron County I can't remember what the state was, but anyway, he was ordering this food product to be delivered to his department, and then he would sell it off. He had customers of his own that he would sell the fajitas to whenever they came in, big shipments, and then one day he wasn't there, and an 800-pound delivery was made, and somebody finally asked a question after 9 years, and he was caught when he came in the next day and made a full confession, and they've talked to some of his customers, and yeah, he's busted. 9 years of stealing fajitas, and it adds up to a $1.2 million heist. I doubt he got quite that much from his customers, and I doubt he's going to feel like it's worth it when he's not able to spend that money because he's behind bars. Crime may pay off briefly, but it doesn't in the long run, folks. All right, we appreciate you watching Calhoun County's Most Wanted and helping us solve some crimes and find some criminals. And even if you haven't done that, if you haven't had any information to share with us, at least we're starting dialogue between each other and keeping that dialogue open so that we can help each other make Calhoun County a better and safer community. Thank you for caring. Thank you for getting involved in whatever way you can. We'll be looking for you again next week, but hopefully not in the lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.